For the shoulders elevated hip lift, you'll need a few things. First is a bench, or in this case, a box and a pad. I tend to prefer the 12-inch box with a 2-inch pad. I feel like 14 inches is well tolerated amongst various body shapes and sizes. Even for me, the bench is often too high, and when I'm dealing with heavier weights, I don't want to have to use my elbows and my shoulders to drive myself up into the correct position. I want to be able to get in that position free from the weight. You need to make sure that whatever you're doing this on is anchored or backstopped with something sturdy, whether it's multiple dumbbells or in this case a wall. I generally always just push everything up against the wall. That way there's no chance that it falls backwards on me. Next, you'll need obviously a barbell, plates, and then a squat sponge or some type of pad that you can protect your hips from the bar. With lighter weight, it's probably okay for you to go without, but when you start to deal with heavier weight, that's non-negotiable. Otherwise, it's just going to be super painful. To get into position, you're going to sit down on the ground. What you want is to make sure the top edge of the pad sits directly below your shoulder blades. So you'll be able to feel where that is. With regards to the bar, you're going to take the pad. It'll take some experimenting, but you're going to have to take the pad, make sure that it is centered in between the knurlings. So use the marks on the bar as your guide, and then you just kind of finagle the bar into position here, making sure that it's nice and centered. From there, I'm going to pull my feet toward my hips, and where you put your feet will determine where you feel this most. If your feet are closer to your hips, it's going to be more quad dominant. If your feet are further from your hips, it'll be more hamstring dominant. What you're aiming for is your shins to be perpendicular to the ground in the top position. So once I'm set, I'm going to make sure that my hands are on the bar, my eyes are forward, my chin is down, my chest stays down. I'm going to drive through the heels, come to the top position. I'm squeezing my glutes as tight as humanly possible. You should feel this in your glutes primarily, but again, depending on your foot position, you may feel it in your hamstrings or your quads, especially with higher volume or higher weight and higher reps.